Welcome into another episode of the Power Hour. I'm Steve. He is C-Red, and we are joined by the one, the only, the purple one himself. It is the Paragon. Paragon, thank you for taking time tonight. Even though I've wronged you in the past, I'm going to try to do right by you tonight. Thank you for stopping in on the show this evening.
You won't.
Stefan, you messed up already. See, you ain't Steven no more. You Stefan, because you done messed up already. How many seconds are we in here, C-Red? How many seconds?
28. 29, 30, keep going,
And you done messed up already, Stefan. What's wrong with you? It is not the Paragon. It's Paragon. You wouldn't call him the Prince. You wouldn't say the Ricochet. It's Paragon.
Just Paragon.
Why you do this to me? And also, you know how you're supposed to announce Paragon. Paragon done told you time and time again. So you see, Red, I told you we was going to get on his head tonight. So do I need to do it right for him? Do I need to do it right for him?
Hey, go ahead. I'm entertained already. Go ahead. Hold on.
I wrote this down too. I'm very embarrassed. Go ahead.
Before you sits illustriousness personified, the apogee of all he sees, Mr. Smooth as Ice, twice as nice, never had a bad day in his damn life, mouth like Ali, dangerous as Tyson, and if you allow the smooth taste to fool you, you'll get lost in the sauce and wish for something as sweet as pain. Mr. Big Drip Energy, Mr. Steal Your Girl long drip style all night, drive her wild, give her back to you and make you say thank you. Good hair, drip flair, hip swayer, Mr. 23 positions and 1,000 submissions, all that and then some, the vainglorious and notorious Paragon. I left out some nicknames because I figured you weren't going to be taking notes, which you aren't doing right now. Paragon figured you would take notes and you weren't doing it, so I stopped because you weren't going to catch up.
This is going great. And I will take those notes. And on April 17th, when you hit the ring as the tribunal takes on No Coast for the second time, I'm going to tell them that I need 10 minutes to get it out properly. And I will do right by you. I will do you proud. I failed you tonight. I acknowledge that, but I will do right by you, Paragon, in the end. And we're still happy to have you here. Shut up.
No,
Paragon was told that you have never gone 10 minutes in your life.
That may or may not be true. I can't confirm that at this point. But again, I got arrested from Facebook today, so I won't be talking to anybody for at least 24 hours. But that's another story for another time. Tonight, we are lucky to have Paragon here. Paragon instrumental in the success that CCW Grapple Masters was back in October. We'll be back again on April 17th to finish the unfinished business with No Coast. Paragon, tell us a little bit about your feelings walking into that ring that night in October when you and your tag team partner took center stage, as it were, in one of the great wrestling events that happened in 2020, possibly in the last 10 years, that has been a big hit on Amazon Prime, a big hit on Fight TV, and a big hit on powered4.tv. How do you feel about how you were represented, other than when I called you the wrong name and introduced you incorrectly again?
See, he had to remind me, C-Red. I was going to let it go, but then he had to bring it up again.
He does that. He does that.
See, I try not to be
allow you to speak, but just know that he does stupid things without realizing how stupid they are. So
this is the type of man that he'll be over here talking to somebody that's like a war hero, and he'll be like, "So when you got shot, tell me how it felt." Like, why would you bring that up? Why are you bringing up stuff?
I equate Stefan as you say. We're going to refer to him
he's
tonight.
Stefan for the rest of the video.
So Stefan, I equate to. Have you seen those videos where the guy goes into the store and asks, like one I just saw, he said, "How much is the 50-cent juice?" How much is the 50-cent juice? So that's Stefan, just ugh. And everybody wonders why I'm normally quiet, because I know at some point he's going to insert foot into mouth. So I just sit back and let him do it.
See, he's going to insert foot in the mouth, and then when Paragon inserts knee in his face, and that's when he's going to be the problem.
I'll be there. I'll see it. I won't stop it.
To answer your question, Stefan.
Thank you.
Paragon felt a lot of things when he stepped through that curtain. First of all, as gross as that crowd looked in Chicagoland, there's a bunch of so-sos, not quites, and mouth-breathing parasites. There were a few worthy worshipers in attendance. There was one girl that kind of, kept looking at Paragon, giving him that eye. But Paragon had to tell her, when you ride this ride, you got to make sure that you're tall enough, because when you get a ride on these walking apocalypse, when Paragon blesses a woman, she'll never sneeze again. And, we didn't want her man being too mad at Paragon. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Paragon first just felt it was electric in that crowd. The entire night, it was just hot. Paragon felt disrespected. And the reason why Paragon felt disrespected, other than you, Stefan, Paragon felt disrespected because of No Coast. You see, as talented as those two have the ability to be, they still see this as a joke. It's all fun and games until you're left bloody with your pride in your hands. And that's exactly what happened to No Coast. See, even now, they want to put out a Christmas album. They want to keep making jokes. They want to put Paragon's name in their mouth. Oh, they even said Paragon and his white twin. First of all, his name is God's Wrath, Jay Storm. Oh, yeah, because he's no longer the king of the jungle, because the jungle could not tame him nor contain him. See, you will put respect on the tribunal's name, or it will be beaten into you. And obviously, you didn't learn from the last lesson, which is our fault. Apparently, that was our mistake. And see, the thing is, tribunal does not make many mistakes. And when we do, we eradicate said mistake before God even knows it happened. And so the fact that you still want to make jokes, No Coast, the fact that this is still a game to you, No Coast, the fact that you're still playing. The next time we stand across that ring from each other, Paragon's personally gonna deal with you. See, last show, if y'all was watching Chicagoland Championship Wrestling on Amazon, Powered for TV and Fight TV, you saw Paragon allowing his brother Jay Storm to, get his hands dirty. But nah, not this time. See, you didn't piss me off. You didn't made Paragon step outside himself. And so now he is gonna have to show you why, though he may be vainglorious and notorious, there's the reason he's also been dubbed the culmination of domination. It's coming, baby. It's coming. Be prepared.
So my thoughts are that Paragon, although the Tribunal, very powerful tag team faction, indeed, I see Paragon fighting for championship belts at some point very soon. It will be hard to contain you and keep you away from the title now occupied by Shogun Chris Logan. My question to you is this. You are clearly of the pedigree in which you should receive title shots. I believe that 100%. As I have said, although I've made mistakes, I have been absolutely accurate in calling you one of the most impressive superstars that I've ever seen. And that is true. But I'm wondering, did you request a return match with No Coast because you wanted to teach them a lesson and showcase your talents, or were you denied opportunity? I'm kind of fuzzy with, the return match. I know I love to see it. Everybody can't wait to see it. But did Paragon say, you know what? My name is in their mouth again. Can we beat them one more time? That's my question.
Well, first, Paragon wants to address one thing. You made a post announcing Paragon was going to be on here.
I did.
He appreciated that. But you made a mistake. See, you called Paragon the leader of Tribunal. Paragon takes issue with that. See, that is where division happens. That is where problems start. You are trying to cause issues in the Tribunal. And you see, you thought Paragon didn't notice, you thought he wasn't paying attention, but see, you're trying to stir the pot. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to stir the pot, huh? You Chef Curry with the pot, boy? Is that what you're trying to say? See, this is your problem, Stefan. Tribunal is not a collective of people that has a leader. No, see, we are equals. When one of us wins the championship, we are the holders of said championship. I'll let you know this right now. When Paragon steps in the ring with Chris Logan, if he is still champion by that time, and Paragon takes that championship out of his clutches, any member of Tribunal can defend it.
Ooh.
Because we are a collective. We are a brotherhood. We are a family.
He don't know nothing about family. His own family don't like him. So, you know.
Paragon heard a couple of his family are related to each other, but not in the way that you're thinking. But I'm not going to go into that right now.
That's hearsay. But again, I appreciate the clarification on the unification of the Tribunal as a brotherhood. That makes much more sense.
Just don't make that mistake again. I'll answer your question, but just watch your mouth, because you say stuff like that, and that's how problems start. That's number one. Number two.
That's what he does. He stirs the pot all the time.
He's trying to stir the pot. And then you know what? When it gets dumped on his head, he don't want to hear nothing. See, there's a reason I say you will get lost in the sauce if you let the smooth taste fool you. Don't get lost in the sauce, Stefan. Don't do it. Okay. Don't do it.
Just know that he's had the sauce dumped on him before, dumped on his head, punched in his face,
avoid the
down
sauce.
His pants.
Now, to answer his question, because you know we gotta do a lot of correcting of him. I don't know why we gotta correct him so much, T-Ray. We gotta correct him. Paragon is not one to lie. Paragon may say things you don't like, but Paragon is not one to speak untruths. And Paragon will admit this was probably a mutual happening of things. See, No Coast wants to prove themselves. And they want to prove themselves against a unit like the likes of professional wrestling has never seen. See, the thing that the Tribunal is pretty much presenting is, for far too long, we have fought to get a seat at the table. But then we had to realize, why are we trying to get a seat at a table we built? Everywhere we go, we make that championship, that company, that crowd, we make it. We are the ones that put butts in seats. We are the ones that make titles mean something. And we are the ones that when you step in the ring with us, we make you better. Hell, the name Paragon does not just mean the model of excellence and perfection, but it was believed to be an ancient weapon that was used to sharpen ancient weapons, but it could not be made better because it was already in its deadliest form. We make you better. And so the fact that we come into this company and these guys see us as an opportunity to prove themselves, and that's why they make jokes. That's why they choose to be disrespectful, because when that tag title tournament comes up, they want to have their hat in the ring. First of all, baby, y'all got to realize that the line starts behind us. That's number one. Number two, not only does the line start behind us, but when you aim and you shoot at royalty, you better not miss. And see, they keep aiming at us. They keep shooting at us. They keep taking jabs. But what's a jab to a haymaker? What's a jab to an uppercut like a Cleveland bus driver? Like what you gonna do? Stephen don't get that reference, C-Red, of the bus driver in Cleveland that uppercut at that girl through the ceiling because she was messing with him. You're going to jail now. He don't know.
He has no clue whatsoever. So,
but you know what? No Coast has a lot of talent. They like to have fun on the microphone, but what they forget is that Paragon has killed more mics than Conrad Murray, and that's Michael Jackson's doctor. If you don't know who that is,
I know who.
And so the fact that they want to go toe-to-toe verbally with Paragon, the fact that they want to keep playing games, it was mutual. They want to prove themselves, and we want to prove a point of why we are who we are. And if you don't smarten up, if you don't start getting serious, the same thing that happened last show is just going to keep getting worse for you. And we're sending a message, honestly, to the entire locker room. We don't care where your allegiances lie. We don't care what side of the locker room you decide to sit on. We don't care whether you are fighting for championships or are the champion. If you are in our way, if you are coming to our table asking to eat, you don't get to sit here until we tell you to. You don't get to eat until we eat first and we tell you to. And if you don't like it, take your ass to the kiddie table.
You do know Stefan can't fit at the kiddie table.
No, so we had to get him a special chair.
No, we got to put him like by the back door next to the garbage can.
We're gonna get him a lawn chair and a TV tray, and we're gonna put him in the yard with the sprinklers on.
There we go.
Okay, well, that's you know what? I love the jokes. I love the enthusiasm. I'll take it on the chin. I'm not perfect, and I appreciate these things.
You've taken it more than just on the chin.
I'm glad you said it first. I'm glad you said it first.
Untrue. So, when No Coast fought Tribunal in October, as Joey Roth and I were calling the action, we thought as you all were introduced that you had a distinct advantage. And we watched No Coast take some liberties on you that we weren't expecting. Do you feel, sometimes it's David and Goliath. You get the juggernaut versus the underdog. You got the Patriots versus the Rams or whoever in the Super Bowl. And the Patriots are big and bad. The Rams are underdogs. They made it in on the skin of their teeth, and somehow they make a gain of it and sometimes even find a way to win. Did you feel like in October that somehow maybe you didn't take No Coast seriously enough? They're hard questions, and I mean no disrespect, but a journalist has to ask the hard-hitting questions because we want to know the truth.
Let me ask you something, Stephen. Does a boot feel threatened by an ant?
Typically, no.
Does an ant feel threatened by a boot?
Almost every day.
But if enough ants come together, can they potentially move that boot?
Without question. Strength in numbers.
So you were saying that No Coast took liberties with Paragon when in actuality, they were jumping Paragon and the referee was keeping Jay Stone on the apron. See, they were taking liberties with the match itself. And I'm thinking that referee, was in their pocket. Because every time Paragon had the match in his favor, one of them would get involved. The referee apparently wouldn't see nothing. And you know what? Paragon thinks that referee might be blind, okay? Because I could have swore contact fell out of his eye sometime during the match. So he could be blind. And also on top of that, once Homeboy was bleeding out of his nose, the referee should have called the match. But once again, he probably was blind, couldn't see the blood, couldn't see the man crying in agony. He even said multiple times, "Please stop it. I don't want it no more. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord, help me, please. He even called Paragon Daddy at one point in time. I swear it happened. And granted, when Paragon refers to the ant and boot, he is not saying that No Coast aren't factors. Against the right team, No Coast are a threat like no other. But we ain't the right team. We are the team. We are the collective. We are the baddest mofos and the prettiest mofos in that ring. And so the fact that they took liberties with the rules of the match. See, Paragon expected a wrestling match. If we're gonna have a fight, then let's fight, baby. Let's have a brawl. But don't make Paragon think we following rules and you just doing whatever you want to do all willy-nilly. Because there was a bunch of jibber jabber you talking right there, Stephen. I know you're talking all that jibber jabber, but you watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
You and I just have simply a different recollection of the evening, but that's okay.
Recollection. What were you recollecting then, Stephen? What was you recollecting?
What I saw and what I called and what I perceived was Tribunal come in and look unbeatable, and No Coast had a different opinion, and it came right down to the wire. I don't feel like the ref was fine.
So what you're saying is you had an assumption.
I did.
Correct?
Yes.
So when you assume, you make a out of, and definitely not me. So I'm just trying to fill in the blanks.
I don't know. I thought No Coast fared very well against a team that I thought would be better than them. That's all.
So they fared well, but how'd the match end?
Stop thinking.
And also he said they fared well. He said they fared well, but how'd the match end though, Stephen? How'd the match end?
It ended with a Tribunal victory that was a fantastic match.
How also did it end?
Pardon?
How also did it end?
How awesome did it end?
How also? See, now boy can't hear. How also did it end? Because if Paragon recalls, one of them left bloody.
It's true.
And one of them had to get carried out.
Also true.
So if they were physically and athletically on par with Tribunal, then how come we didn't have that many scratches or bruises?
You know, it's a solid point. They certainly did not look the better of the situation upon exiting the ring. You know, there were certain extracurriculars that took place that we're not going to talk about, involving your trusty.
Hold on. So first, it's cool for them to do a 2-on-1 assault, but when Paragon's long drip style gets involved in the match, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Which one is it? You can't have it both ways, Stefan. Which one is it?
Why don't we shift gears here? Because
answer the question, Stefan. Answer the question. The people want to know.
I feel like the rules should be conducted evenly for both sides, and I believe that they were. We have officials.
This is coming from the man that just joined the Chicago Connection. I can't wait for April.
He did what?
He joined the Chicago Connection.
You know what? And that's why you're not allowed in tribunal.
So,
anyway.
Oh my God!
Like
can you imagine the bias when it comes to play calling? Oh.
See, what you fail to realize, C-Red. What you fail
Seal Red. He got kissed by a rose on the grave. Is he Seal Red?
What I realize is you want the ARC. You couldn't have the ARC even after last week's debacle. The evil genius told you. Who runs the ARC now?
Darren Xavier did indeed say that. Listen, my only point with the ARC
I didn't have to run to another group,
My only point was Renee Van Peebles and Miles Mercer deserve better. That was my only point there. And as far as
better, you're better.
Well, I'm not saying I'm better, but I'm saying that I'm better for them.
That's what you're saying. You're saying you're better.
I'm talking about us. We're here with Paragon. This is Paragon.
You're like he's like Paragon's hour. He's like that butter mist.
You know what? And he said, and you want to say it's about Paragon, but then you want to bring up, they look like they were holding their own in there. You know who he's like, C-Red? He's that guy that watches an old school Tyson fight, and though Tyson knocked them out and they struggled to get out the ring. But they landed some good punches on Mike. But what happened? You know what happened? This is like what happened. Mike told him, like, I told you to come in this ring. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna eat your children. I'm gonna rip you apart. You're not ready to face me, okay? I'm a different type of monster. You cannot handle me. I'm of a different kind. I told you I was gonna eat your children. I was gonna rip your heart out, and I was gonna beat you with it. And then I was going to put it back in your chest, and I was going to perform open heart surgery just to bring you back to life so I could kill you again. And you know what? That's what happened. But he's like, but hey, before you killed him and brought him back to life, he got 3 punches in. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you?
Every Mike Tyson is a Buster Douglas.
I equate him. He's Nate Robinson. Thinking, hey, I can do it all.
You know what? I think that's giving him too much credit.
And laid out on the canvas. So,
but you know what though? I think that's giving him too much credit, because at least Nate was trying to do something new. Was he staying in his lane? No, but he was trying something new. Stefan, how long you been doing this? This ain't trying nothing new for you. You ain't staying in your lane. You're doing what you're used to. You know what? We've been jumping you a lot tonight, Stefan. I'm gonna chill a little bit. Like I said, you made me step outside.
I'm just happy I got somebody on my side tonight.
I'm just trying to woo side. I'm trying to woo side. He pushing me, but I'm trying to woo side. Okay.
I have no problem with the reception, and I'm just glad you're here, because I think you're a spectacular player in this game. I may have difference of opinion with you, but I still think you're spectacular. As far as joining the Chicago Connection, I was offered a position. I accepted it. It will not affect my partiality calling the matches.
Yeah, right.
It's the truth. You may not know how to be professional, C-Red. That's clear. But
I'm very professional.
We'll see.
So pretty much what I'm hearing is y'all gonna be facing each other in April, because this getting personal. It's getting hot.
You know what?
Baby, bring my popcorn.
First of all, if it was to take place in April, he would still have to lose 300 pounds before he could step in the ring with me.
C-Red, I appreciate.
Have you ever seen him in a singlet?
Well, that was a couple of times, but I won the matches.
I put it like this. Remember them Pillsbury dough cans and one of them bust That's Stefan.
That's cold.
Stefan.
See, Paragon just stepped out of screen so he could laugh at the Pillsbury Doughboy. It's funny. And
I didn't say Pillsbury Doughboy. See, he don't even get the joke. He don't even get the joke.
You get the joke. I've opened a can. I know what it looks like. I appreciate it. Anywho, moving right along.
Yes, come on. We got things to do.
All right. So I want to do a segment with Paragon where I want to get because he's so well spoken and has an opinion about everything. And it's the duality of the man that I really find fascinating. I want to do a rapid fire segment. Now, what I'm going to do is very simple. I am going to name a CCW superstar. Now, this may be a superstar that you're going to face in the future. This may be somebody you faced at some point in your career. But I want to get your thoughts because the way you speak and the way you break things down, I think it's going to be interesting for the people watching to see your opinion of your surroundings. This be okay with you, sir?
Paragon's gonna put on his special glasses because he wants to be able to see the BS you about to say right now. So he's gonna put these on.
I'm not gonna say any BS. I'm done. You know, I got compared to pasty white dough, so I think I'm good at this point. But the connection heard that, C-Red, so there'll be repercussions.
Do I look like I'm scared?
You don't, but you should. I'm gonna name a name. All I'm gonna do is name a name, and I want you to give me your thoughts on that particular superstar. And I'm gonna start right at the top of the heap with the heavyweight champion of Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, Shogun Chris Logan, who showcased unstoppable force and immeasurable talent in October at Grapple Masters. What's your thoughts on him?
See, here's the thing about Chris Logan. There are a few times Paragon sees somebody and thinks to himself, I want to face that person. There are other times where Paragon sees somebody, and though he may want to face them, see, Paragon's about making money. He's about having his money make money. And so Paragon saw Chris Logan, and he was like, once upon a time, he had a match with a very particular person. And he thought to himself, how beautiful would this match be at Chicagoland? And he thought to himself, Chris Logan versus Aaron Williams. Already dead Aaron Williams. I'm talking the baddest man on the planet, Aaron Williams. I'm talking about a man who has had history with Chris Logan. I see those two and I'm like, that's money right there. But I also see Chris Logan as somebody who is the leader of the Chicagoland locker room. I mean, he is somebody who, when he speaks, people listen. When he says something, people want to pay attention to it. And he's somebody to be very well respected. Paragon loves to give respect where respect is due. It's very important to Paragon. Sadly, he also sees Chris Logan as in his way. Because any single person who has a championship in Chicagoland Championship Wrestling is in Paragon and the Tribunal's way. And so though he has a lot of respect for Chris Logan, Chris, you're going to have to come up off that title and run it when the time comes. And that's word is born.
Strong words for the heavyweight champion. Your brotherhood, the Tribunal, there is strength in numbers. We know there could be an infinite number of members of the Tribunal. We have only seen 2. We know there are more. But there's another faction in CCW that also has the numbers and plays the numbers game, and that's the Sin City Playboys. I'm wondering about your thoughts about the Sin City Playboys, because I feel like that your two factions might be on a collision course.
Oh, we are. Because once again, there's somebody that's in the way. See, they look at themselves a certain way, and they have earned that right, but they're not Tribunal. Everything that they want is already ours. They just don't know it yet. And so they're like, oh, we want titles. We want respect. Well, I'm sorry, baby, but that's already taken. We want high profile matches. I'm sorry, baby, it don't belong to you. You got to ask us when we're done with it. And, you know, they got some really heavy hitters in that group. But who is strong enough to top the Ruthian strength of He Is More, Chris Moore? and who is honestly vicious and twisted enough to out crazy God's wrath, Jay Thorne. And let's be honest, ain't nobody as pretty nor dangerous or pretty dangerous as Paragon himself. They can bring whoever they want to bring, but the thing is, they've only gotten a taste of what Tribunal can do. When they get the full meal, they're not going to be able to deal with it because they're going to think they full until we force feed them. So yeah, a collision course is coming, and let it know that it's on site when we do see them and when that collision course does happen.
Whew. Well, that was very intense. Next name, very important in the scope of things to come. And I caution you to answer thoughtfully. You're a thoughtful man. I caution you to answer thoughtfully. And we're going to go to Mr. 3% of the Chicago connection, Mr. John Hudson.
Next. He's next.
He's next.
Oh, yeah. He's next.
Tell me why.
Why? Yeah, so you can run the PL and tell him.
Oh no, I hope he's watching this. I want, and this might be the part where I say zoom in on Paragon. Take these off. You want to say people are playing wrestling. You want to say that people look like they ain't been in a gym or never seen one. You want to say a lot of things. But when you stand in front of Tribunal, you will see that we ain't no playing, we ain't no game, and trust and believe we live in the gym like we're living inside of your woman. You ain't gonna ever speak ill of us if you don't first correct yourself. It'd be different if he said, with the exception of the Tribunal. But he called out an entire locker room and didn't put respect on our name. And not only that, and this is Paragon being real. He wants to call out an entire locker room. And this is me speaking on behalf of the owner of Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. And this is also everybody that's watching this. If you are in the Chicagoland Championship Wrestling locker room, you are there because you belong there. You are there because you were picked to be there. You can also be removed from said locker room because you ain't carrying your weight. And so the fact that there are people that were there that's supposed to be there and he's calling people out, well, let me ask you something. Let me quote Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Because you know what? Paragon took that personal. And Paragon wants him to know that once he is done with coast to coast, space ghost, coast to coast, no coast, coasters on the coffee table, when he's done with them, he's going to show you that it don't matter if you 3%, 2%, 1%, whole milk, oat milk, skim milk, low fat. Paragon don't care. Tribunal in 1, 2, 3.
Well, John Hudson, we'll see this, and we'll see how that goes for you. Moving right along, you mentioned the owner of Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, so I bring up the name John Bullard.
Baby, John is family. Me and John have something that it's a bond so tight. You know, he's the realest cat in the business. He's somebody who reinvigorated something in Paragon, because as Paragon says, you don't get to eat until Paragon tells you can. Paragon still wants to see everybody eat. It was John that reinvigorated that fire in Paragon, because there came a time where Paragon was like, don't nobody get to eat but me, you know? And now Paragon's mentality is, just because you're not sitting at Paragon's table doesn't mean he doesn't want to see you eat. You may not get to eat until after Paragon's done, but he wants to see you eat. And John honestly helped reinvigorate that fire and that passion in Paragon. Paragon could argue John saved Paragon's life, because when Paragon was in a really, really bad way, it was John who was there for him. And he has an eye for talent. He has a love for this business, and he is onto something with Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. But I have to say, you gotta look at the contracts before you sign them, John, because if you would have read the contracts, you would have saw that all the championships that are held by the Tribunal are defended under Freebird's rules. So I don't know if he was paying attention to that when, we were signing them contracts, but read them next time.
Everybody seems to agree that John Bullard is a special kind of person, and he certainly has created something with CCW. On that, we agree 100%.
On who?
John Bullard.
No, what's the name of the company?
Chicagoland Championship Wrestling.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure you know where you are.
I know where I am. All right, so okay, I'll go. I got a few more for you, and then we're going to move on to something else. What about Miles Mercer and C Red, the ARC?
All right, so first of all, C Red is Paragon's main man. You know, we need to get C Red into some C Purple, but you know, C Red is Paragon's main man. Miles Mercer, he's got something. He's got something special about him, and he's almost there. There's something that, like, I just look at him and I'm just like, he's got something that's just so vital. And once he taps into it, it's going to just be a matter of time before people are going to be asking, what's your rate? Whew, that's kind of high, but we're going to just have to deal with it. And I'm telling you, once he figures that out, it's over for everybody.
He can't figure it out because I'm the one doing the figuring.
You the one doing the figuring?
Let's be honest, dude. This cat should be somewhere bagging up some groceries somewhere. So, you know, I'm letting him ride my coattails. So, you know, in April, yeah, who's going to have to do all the heavy lifting? Me and Larkin. You know, while Miles stands in the back, you know, oh, don't kick me again. Don't kick me again. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. You know, I let him get kicked in the head. You know, what's a concussion? You know, and I already told him. I'm going to go buy this mama the dress. So the same dress she wears to his funeral will be the same dress she can wear to my wedding with her. So, you know.
And hey, a kick in the head, but you said, what's a concussion? Mama used to say that's knocking some sense into you. So, you know, that's all that is. That's all that is.
But you got to have something up there first to knock something into. So.
Well, things are certainly going great in the ARC. That is clear. You really want to date Miles' mom?
Don't you know? I take everybody's mom.
Okay. Well,
I date him 8 to 80, dumb, crippling, crazy. Don't you know who I am? I am the man. I am the urban sensation.
You said 8 to 80?
8 to 80, dumb, crippling, crazy.
Can we like do 18 to 80? Because I don't want to have to call child service.
Well,
I don't want to have to.
You get the picture though. And here's the crazy part. See, Mr. Stefan over here is all proud of the Chicago connection. Let me explain something. I'm in the hood of Chicago. Don't none of them cats come in the hood. They don't come to the South Side. They don't come to Inglewood. They don't come to Auburn Gresham. You know why? They get dealt with. See, the Chicago connection.
They out in Naperville.
They're in the suburb, right? Naperville, Schaumburg. You know, come on now. I'm on 63rd and Halsted. Holler at me. Come on. So you the Chicago connection, y'all the baddest thing walking. Come to Chicago, the real Chicago.
Okay.
Well, you see it on the news every night, baby. But they won't do it. They won't do it. They too bougie out in Orland Park. So
Stefano, he mentioned two names. You gonna ask me about them two names, or are they not on your list? They did not make your list or something like that?
Are you talking about the man with the concrete fist?
He mentioned him. He also mentioned, you know, the man that kicked Miles in the head. You gonna mention either of them two?
I was gonna mention Jackson and Yo-Yo.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because you know sometimes Paragon got to do your job for you. I was trying to make sure that you was on the ball this time. Let me see your notes. Put your notes on the screen. Let me make sure you got notes. You ain't BS. You got notes?
I got notes.
Can I see it?
I can't. I'm not showing you my notes because I got.
He ain't got no damn notes.
Right. See?
There are notes.
Dude,
that was blank. That was blank.
Right, a blank piece of paper.
That's not blank.
It's probably got his grocery list.
You know, the disrespect on this show, it's fun for the fans to enjoy it. I even enjoy it a little bit, but you know, there will be another side. Just saying. let's talk about the man with a concrete fist for a moment. Jackson P. Larkin might be a member of the ARC. Then suddenly you have members.
Don't worry about ARC business. Don't.
Do you have thoughts on the man with the concrete fist? Because that's a tough man, bad man.
Oh yeah, see, Larkin got something special about him as well. That's actually somebody that I personally want to step in the ring with, just so I can see if iron can sharpen Paragon. I want to see exactly how bad he is. It's not a matter of disrespect, just back from where Paragon comes from, Paragon's training. When Paragon was eating his filet mignon wrapped in prosciutto, he actually had to work for that. When Paragon wanted to lay on his 1,000 thread kind of Egyptian cotton sheets, he had to earn that. And one of the ways he had to earn that was there were times in his training sessions where he had to find the biggest and the baddest dude. And if he did not come home with a win, he did not get to come home that day. That has kept Paragon tough. That has kept Paragon bad. That has kept Paragon. And so, game recognized game. I'm recognizing you right now, Larkin.
And we'd mentioned Yo-Yo. See, Yo-Yo is so fast, he might kick you in the face and you not even see it coming.
See, Paragon was going to say something nice about Yo-Yo, and you had to open your damn mouth.
Educated feet.
See, he does this. Paragon was ready to say something nice about Yo-Yo, and Stefano wants Paragon to roast him.
Roast away.
I want you to roast him. I'm saying he's fast. He's like,
you obviously want Paragon to roast him. You said he was gonna kick me in my face. He was gonna run down my back. He was gonna be over here doing the spinner Rooney on top of Paragon's temples. That's not what we came on here for. You trying to stir the pot again now, and Paragon started to slap you to sleep. What's wrong with you? Now, what Paragon was gonna say about Yo-Yo, because he's trying to be calm, cool, and collected. And this might surprise y'all. This might surprise everybody watching, but I feel like it's gonna surprise y'all. Yo-Yo's the future Chicagoland. I say give Yo-Yo 2 years. Yo-Yo will be the face, if Paragon allows it, of Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. If you don't believe me, just watch. That young man just got something about him. And I know Paragon keeps saying it, but when he's saying it, he means it. Something special. Something that's untangible. He has something. Paragon looks at Yo-Yo and he sees a Daniel Bryan. He sees an Eddie Guerrero. He sees a Rey Mysterio. He sees a Low Key. He sees something incredible. And yeah, you may see him as small, but all I see is the saying that said it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. I'm telling you. And this is out of Paragon's mouth. This is the gospel according to Paragon. That young man is the future.
I don't disagree with you. I think that's a very accurate depiction of the man and his skills. He certainly acquitted himself well against Miles Mercer in the ARC in April, and there'll be a return feature in April as it's coming up. So that'll be interesting.
Paragon's going to tap him out, though, just because he has to, because you was talking trash. So now Paragon got to tap him out.
No choice. It's my fault. All right. A big match that's happening in April. I know you've seen the back and forth. What's your thoughts on the match that's going to be Youth Gone Wild versus the Gosh Brothers?
That's going to be an interesting matchup because to Paragon, it's a clash of styles. It's a very heated rivalry. It's honestly going to be a hell of a showcase. But as flashy as Paragon is, he is a wrestler's wrestler. Paragon grew up on Malenko. He grew up on Billy Robinson. He grew up on Thatcher. He grew up on watching, Kurt Angle, Pete Dunne, Fit Finlay, William Regal. Now, granted, and Guerrero, but yeah, there might have been, some Dwayne The Rock Johnson in there. There might have been, some Shawn Michaels. But at the end of the day, it was those guys that wanted to ground you down to the ground, that wanted to manipulate those joints and beat you on the mat, take away certain things out of your arsenal. Paragon's giving the edge to the Gosh brothers. I have to. I can't help it. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be an interesting match. It might get bloody with all the tension between them, but he's got Gosh brothers on this one.
One final name before we go on to our final topic tonight, and it's someone C-Red knows well, and he has been a major player in the Midwest for many years now. And then
you asking about Marche?
I'm asking about All Day Marche Rocket, Mr. M8 himself. Half man, half amazing.
Let Paragon
6-tool talent in a 5-tool world, if I may say.
Let Paragon give you some insight on something. After 2 weeks after the October show, John calls Paragon on the phone and he says, "Hey, I have a match. I have a match for you. So I want to have you versus Marche Rocket." Paragon said no. Paragon said no. You know why? Because Paragon is about family. Paragon is about doing what's best for the tribunal. And Paragon said, Marche and Paragon's going to happen when the time is right. And it's going to happen when Paragon deems the time is right. But see, there's a match that needs to happen. And that is Marche versus He Is More. Paragon has respect for Marche, which is why Paragon said no. Because when Marche and Paragon step in that ring, that needs to be the main event. That needs to be the match that's going to steal the show. And that needs to be a match potentially for some championship gold. Paragon's not saying he doesn't want Marche, but the cards just aren't falling the right direction right now. But a match with Marche is an incredible opportunity. A match with Marche can show people exactly who the hell you are. A match with Marche can show people why you don't mess with someone who simply is more. And that's when Paragon thought to himself, big brother, how would you like to show Marche exactly who the hell you are? And as you can see, he answered the call.
So you were instrumental in the match Moore versus Rocket for April 17th.
I've already said too much, baby. I've already said too much.
All right. Well, I, unlike some others, have respect for your privacy, and I'll leave that alone. C-Red, before we take this home, do you have any thing you'd like to add or say or ask of Paragon?
Paragon, let's continue this game because I'm enjoying it. So let's I'm gonna come up with a name. Stefan.
Oh, let me get in his head right now. All right, first of all, he's got a toupee and doesn't think we know it.
Ooh,
it's all real, man.
That's why when it was raining outside, he had to get one of those black girl hair caps they got coming out right now because you can't get chinchilla wet. It's an expensive piece, but Paragon respects it because you do have expensive taste, at least for your hair, and that's what matters. Second of all,
his waist size. Go ahead.
Paragon didn't say that because Paragon does not discriminate. He does not fat shame because he loves some thick women. All the thick women that are watching this, Paragon does not fat shame. Now he will let you know when you got that.
I don't fat shame women.
No. Paragon's just saying he might let you know if we got that booty dupe. Stefano, do you know what booty dupe is?
No, I don't.
It's when that stomach stick out just a little bit farther than a booty dupe. He don't know about that, C-Ray. He don't know about that, C-Ray.
I already told you he didn't know.
Stefano, you got that booty dupe?
Now I haven't seen behind myself, so I don't know. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. But I appreciate you asking.
He got that booty dupe. But it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You know, some people got stomachs for breakfast, lunch, and dessert. You know, they got their own thing going on. We're not talking about you about that. We're just saying it happens. But also C-Red, Stefano messes up a lot. Paragon wants to see him win. He wants to see him succeed. But Stefano has nerve to stir the pot like he thinks he's James Harden, but he's James Hardy's before we realized he was wearing a fat suit. And then it goes on top of it. Then he wants to get things wrong. First calls Paragon by the wrong name thrice. Then on top of him calling Paragon by the wrong name thrice, then he has the nerve to then ask questions that are going to get him slapped to sleep. I don't understand why he's trying to start beef between Paragon and Yoga. Now Paragon got to tap out Yoga now. He brings up Hudson, and now Paragon and Hudson got to throw hands in the parking lot at Chili's. Like, why you got to do this to us, huh? Why you gotta do this?
Because that's what he does.
Well, I appreciate you even having anything to say about me. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Likes your sunglasses. Paragon likes your sunglasses.
No, that's that antacid that you really need to be working on. This, you've acid reflux. You really should get that look at.
This is great. Okay, so we've talked about CCW. We've talked about Paragon's thoughts on the roster, and they are spirited, to say the least. I'll be interested in coming episodes as these members come on the show, their response to Paragon. So that'll be an interesting thing to see. Fun and games aside, we were talking before the show, and I'm very regretful that I didn't record the pre-show, because Paragon said some things that I found fascinating, moving, and stirring, and I wish I could share that with you. So I'm not going to hold you to do what you did in the pre-show, although it was spun gold. Even though you've trashed me the whole show, I still respect you, and I still think you're one of the most talented people I've ever seen. But can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you have in the works? Because I think even though you've been a little prickly tonight to me, I think your soul is genuine, and I think that you're going to do some great things in this world. So can you talk a little bit about that before we let you go?
Of course, baby. Of course. All right. So during the pandemic, and also with wrestling not being back to normal yet, Paragon has ventured in a few different ventures. One of them, Paragon, is currently working on an album, which will be coming out sometime soon. On top of the album that Paragon is working on, he's also working on a new project that is going to bring forth awareness to mental health. And it's honestly, the goal is for it to start off potentially as a brand and a product, and even lead to becoming a nonprofit or at least a charity. And just to be real with whoever's listening at home right now, I understand that this past year has been a lot. It has hit so many of us to our core. Some of us were down for the count, and sadly, too many of us didn't get back up and will never get back up ever again. I understand that right now, many of you watching this, whether you were in this place or you're there right now, you feel like you're in a handicap match. And standing across the ring from you is depression, anxiety, heartache, heartbreak, PTSD, stress, suicidal thoughts, setback after setback, and so on and so forth. You got so much stuff in your way right now. And then the referee of life, the universe, God even, it feels like they're not paying attention because all the stuff going on the outside is distracting them. And right now you're laying in the middle of that ring and you feel beaten and battered and you're thinking you don't have anything left. I'm working on this right now, but I just need you guys to just rock with me. I need you to understand that right now, when you are feeling beat down, when you feel like you don't have nothing left, when you feel like you want to give in, throw in the towel and tap out, I need you to look to your corner and tag me in. Whether it is your friends, your family, someone you can confide in, a counselor, a spiritual advisor, if it has to go that far, a suicide hotline. And if you feel like you can't go to any of those people, come to me. Before you give up, before you quit, tag me in. If I got to take the heat, if I got to perform the hot tag, if I got to fight off whoever is standing in front of your way, if I got to take that weight up off your shoulder blades and store that pain inside of me, if I have to do whatever I have to do to let you know that not only are you not alone, but you're not fighting this fight alone, count on me. Count on the people around you and tag me in. That's all I can say about it right now, but keep your eyes out on the months to come. It might be 2 months from now, might be next month, might be 6 months, but keep an eye out because I'm trying to start something right now that we are going to combat this beast of mental health issues. We're going to combat this beast of all the stuff that we've been through this past year. We're going to combat this beast of men feeling like we can't say how we feel and share our emotions and let people know what we're going through. We're going to combat this beast of the strong always having to be strong for everybody else, that they feel they can't be strong for themselves and can't allow other people to be strong for them. We are going to fight the good fight, because I'll be damned if any of you give up if I was able to stop that from happening. I was just telling one of my tag partners recently, you gotta outlive your enemies because they want to see you fail. Every day that you wake up, your enemies are pissed off. Every day that you push through, you get your ass out of bed and you remember exactly who the hell you are, your enemies are pissed off. It starts with waking up in the morning. That's victory number 1. Victory number 2 is remembering exactly who the hell you are. And victory number 3 is seeing what you have in front of you and doing what you can to keep on striving for more. Because not only is there always somebody that wants to take your spot, and there's always somebody that might appreciate what you have, but you know who you are, you know what you are made of, and you know exactly what you want out of this life. Don't let nobody, including yourself, get in your way. Because right now, there is a war that we are all combating. A war of depression, a war of loneliness, a war of feeling left out, a war of missing the way that life used to be before all this stuff went down. I understand it's hard, but when it is hard, tag me in. I'll be here.
Strong words from a strong man. I appreciate that. Sometimes it takes somebody that you respect, that you are a fan of, that you think is at the top of the heap, to tell you that they're human too, to help you kind of push through these tough times. And, you know, you speak so passionately about it. I know absolutely, certainly that I want to be a part of this situation, because the goal to help people is everybody's responsibility. And I know my buddy C Red here has had his share of tough times, so I know he hears you. And I think the message is strong. I think that the thought behind it is absolutely perfect, and it's the perfect thing right now that this world needs, is more people willing to be tagged in to help their fellow man. So as much as you gave it to me tonight, you ended this show in the most positive possible way. It's the duality in Paragon that I think is the key to what makes you special. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. One of the brightest superstars I've seen in the last decade is Paragon, and CCW, lucky to have you. And we look to see what you're going to do as you unfold with the tribunal. Brother Red, do you have anything to say?
Nope.
See, Red, a man of few words, but a lot of thoughts. I think that what you said resonates with him very deeply. Paragon, it's been a pleasure having you. Well, for most of the time, it was a pleasure having you. I certainly am. I'm wondering about the booty do a little more than I thought I'd be, but I'll get back to you on that. Join us next week, where we will talk with Shogun Chris Logan, and we'll see what he has to say about the Paragon. I can't wait to see what he has to say.
Oh, right on.
Paragon, thank you so much. Continue to be amazing, because I don't think you know another way.
Hey, baby, I'm Mr. Swagtastic, Lady Killer Romantic. That's all I know how to do. But before I go, I want to leave the people with this. And this ain't just for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. It's for the entire wrestling world. I've had people try to sleep on me. I've had people try to overlook me. And I've had people have the audacity to try to outshine me. But how can you overlook a mountain? How can you sleep on a bed of nails? And baby, how can you outshine a supernova whose future's so bright, Ray Charles can see me in the dark? This is just the beginning, and it's only going to get more vainglorious from here. It's going to start in Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, but just wait, because when this world opens back up, Nas said the world is yours. He was talking to Paragon, baby.
Thank you for watching the Paragon Hour. I'm Steve. That's Red. He's Paragon. We'll see you next time. And remember one thing: everybody, if you try, can be vainglorious. Good night, everybody.